Everything is changing and morphing. Hello, hi, my name is Kenneth Berenson. In this channel, we channel, and mainly the being that we are working with is Yeshua, Jesus, and the Ascended Masters, and bringing through healing frequencies and healing perspectives for us to come into the truth of this experience. There is one thing that is for sure: life will continue to evolve. People will continue to evolve. Eventually, the cycles that some beings are on gets propelled into a completely different time frame. If you play this game right, this ascension game that we are guiding you, spoon feeding you in the portal community. There's a link in the bio. So that it is very easy to walk this path. It has been very confusing for many. It was certainly that for us when we were in the dualistic perspective, because there is a thing you don't see, and you can feel that there is something that you don't see, but you know, and then you're trying to justify, and then there's so much going on. But once you get this resonance right, this knower and feeler balance right in your life, it is like coming home. Because that is literally what is producing life inside of your body. You were not designed to focus everywhere else other than yourself. It's sort of a malfunction in thinking, really, compared to how you can think to be in full resonance with who you are. And that includes the strength, but that also includes the tenderness. Just because you're tender doesn't mean that you're a pushover. You know, like that in balance, reading the environment, reading who is open for this, and who is just, where are we? How can we be of service to you? Where are you in your calibration, your internal calibration? It can seem like a lot, because there are all these different things, but in essence, it is just a balance that is being sought in all of them. And once you maintain that balance in many different areas of your life, that accumulates, because you're starting to operate your experience as the soul. And when you do that, you are literally using the energy forces of this time-space environment and how the natural energy flow is meant to function. You are meant to thrive in this environment. If you're not, there is an erroneous thinking somewhere. This is not about luck. It is about alignment. Aligning to the correct frequency, meaning that you know exactly what things are, and you're not pretending because of social conditioning. Like you have full you see the game. And for some, you might still be in the game. For some, you might be a little bit like this. Some maybe like this. Some maybe like this. And some are open, but they might not comprehend exactly what's going on. And that's the comprehension. There needs to be comprehension of human energy, how these systems work, completely. This is why it's a rebirth, because it's so different. It can seem so different when you accumulate this over many years. But it is just the base foundation is very simple. Step by step, every single day, utilizing your energy. What's taking back your power? What does that mean? It's not about taking back your power, it's just about refocusing on yourself. You can't really take from anyone. You can just, I used to focus there, and now I'm going to focus here. And just lessen whatever that is, and then investing more into this. Even if it feels strange at first, it will feel strange, as a matter of fact. When you change, any change that you truly change, you might feel strange. It's like, everything just seems a little different here. It's like, have you experienced that? Those are wonderful moments, because it's like there is a recognition that, before that I was in a similar situation, I used to feel this and this and that, and now it's just, there's space. Wow, this is amazing. It is amazing. It's just pure energy. It is more of who you are. That is what it is. And once you have corrected enough of these misperceptions, you turn into a self-generating powerhouse. That's what's capable with just your focus, accumulated every single day. This is not a quick fix, but this is the way it works. And so, if you're interested to dive deeper into self-transformation in a way that is very unique, it is a channeled system to raise your frequency every single day. And it doesn't really matter where you are in your comprehension. Take what resonates, but once every day. That's the prescription. One lesson every day. See what changes can happen and what sparks of inspiration can happen when you get the correct perspective for you. Not our correct perspective superimposed onto you. No. We've had enough of that. That's the training that we've been in as human beings here on this planet. So, no, we're talking about correcting you, seeing you correctly so that you can self-correct, because you see why you are self-correcting, because you can then see the evidence of when it actually unfolds and how it actually works. That is what we're inviting here. So if you're interested, there's more information below or in the bio. Thank you so much for being here. And there was a few things. Yes. Everything is in motion. Everything is in flux. If there's anything that you can know for sure, everything is always changing and growing into more. Just like a flower grows. Humans have a period where they burst out. It is usually after a period of great darkness or confusion or just what the heck is going on, and once you have come to terms with that and you truly use that and look at that and process that and integrate that in the way that you're meant to, you're bursting consciousness from that experience. That is the quantum leap. But it's not just like that. It is a continuous, every single day shift that sometimes there are these cataclysmic, suddenly there's just this flower there. Energetically, you've been working on just doing whatever you need to do, and then suddenly there is just this magic that is happening. This is what life in Gaia can be like when you have the correct perspective on how to maneuver energy in what we call the holistic perspective. Everything is in change, and as you can see, even the lighting is starting to change. It is going to be interesting to see how this morphs into what it wants to become next. We are very, very excited to be joining with you in this way to assist in the elevation of how it is to think like an ascended master. That is really the training here. And that is why it may also seem a little bit weird sometimes. That just means it's a very different perspective. That's when your ear should pop up, your mouth should go quiet, and you should just pay attention, like, what's going on here? There is something else going on here, This is how we grow in consciousness. And once you get this growth, and that it can take so many forms, like there are mutations, literal mutations that's happening inside of a human body. But most people, when they think of mutations, they go to the movies where there's like arms coming, like they have these screwy views sometimes. Of course, because of all the training. So it makes sense. However, it is not exactly like that. It is more in energy and what the being allows to step into in excitement. That is what is literally birthing you as a human being. Not giving an F what anyone else may say about how you want to express yourself. It is liberating to just be full on in an energy. It is very healing. And when you do that with the right frequency, your life can shift really fast. If you're willing to shift, we can take you. We're sending you so much love. You're blessed beings. You are worthy beyond what you are capable of comprehending right now. This is not a matter of worth at all. You are all worthy. This is about seeing energy correctly. And sometimes it might rub up against other aspects that do not agree. Feel into that. What is that? Feel into your body. You have a gold mine waiting to be discovered by refocusing and making important your feeler, your body. We'll talk to you again in the next one. Ciao.